Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
In this video, I'll give you my reasons why. Possibly the reason you're stuck and you're not growing personally or professionally can be maybe your parents, can be your friends, maybe your office colleagues, maybe your spouse, okay, or your family life. And I'll give you specific reasons and examples as to why. So feel free to comment down below and let me know if you agree or disagree with my views. A bit of introduction. My name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs in the Middle East, especially UAE, Dubai, because I was there for 40 years. And people book my services for personal professional coaching. More details in the description. So, you know, if you check my videos, more than 6,700 of them right now, you'd notice a pattern. I always encourage people, you know, break up with your relationships and all, and people generally ask me, man, it's easy to break up. You should nurture these relationships. And people even question, Loy, would you break up with your wife? Would you break up with your daughter? And they get shocked when I tell them, if they come in between me and my goals, or me and my work life, 100%. And that puts off a lot of people, and many people even unsubscribe to my channel, or they say, I lost respect for you. Now, why do I say this? Why do I say that I'll break off with my wife, or wife and kid can go back so easily? Because I'm very clear about my goals. And what are my goals? My goals are to work, to earn, to be self-sufficient, to focus on my brand, to work on what I'm passionate about. And then you'll say, Loy, money is not everything. Career is not everything. What will happen if you're sick and old? Then the question is very simple. What will happen if I don't earn? What will happen if I don't have customers? If I don't bring food to the table? If I'm not able to support my wife and kid, who will support them? And I'm not a guy who has his mom and dad house and they're ready to support me. They are not there. I broke off with them. If I go to India, I don't know anyone. I'm an Indian passport holder, for those of you who don't know. I don't have friends who will pay me money. I am alone. Just imagine if you're alone, completely alone. There is no plan B. There's no friends. There's no family. There is no... So what are you going to do? Take it easy? No, your focus will be, man, I need to take care of myself first. And on top of that, I'm the only earning person. My wife and my kid is dependent on me. So if they interfere in my work, I can't earn. So does it make sense now? You'll say, yeah, now it makes logical sense if you're earning. But shouldn't you explain to your wife? Shouldn't you give your wife, you know, in a loving, nice way, you know? My dear, she's not a baby, man. She's a bloody grown-ass woman. If she doesn't know her roles and responsibilities, and I have to spoon-feed her to tell her, you have to support me to earn. You have to do your work in the house. You have to be a good mother. If I have to spoon-feed her as an adult who is almost in her 30s now, there's something wrong, right? I mean, does someone have to tell you to wash your bum after you finish pooping, or do you just leave the shit there only? Does someone have to tell you to have a shower, or brush your teeth, or practice hygiene, or, you know, get up and go to work? You'll be like, no, those are common sense. This is also common sense. Huh? So in the same way, just as I have this relationship with my wife where we are very clear as mature adults, and I don't need to spoon feed. In the same way, you and your family, let's say your mom and dad, you're trying to work, but they're constantly telling you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, or they're pulling you away from your goals. Like, for example, help your brother, take care of your brother is without a job, give him some money. I've had mostly Indian families. They have younger brothers and younger sisters. The parents tend to put all the responsibility of the children they had on the eldest one or on the second eldest one or someone. It's not fair. And we are not talking of like children, we are talking of adults. Now, even let's assume they are not children, adults. They are 14, 15 or 10-year-old. But is it your responsibility to take care of children whom they had for their emotional, the choices that they made? They had sex, they married, they chose not to practice safe sex or protected sex. They had a baby and now they don't have the means to take care. So now you're the scapegoat. I look at it from a very selfish point of view. You might say, Loy, this is not how families operate. I use the analogy. In an airplane, when it's about to crash or there is some turbulence, the aircraft pilot always says, first put the oxygen mask for your mouth. Once you strap it properly, then focus on children or others who are dependent on you. Why? Because if you take the oxygen mask and put it for the baby first, and then you pass out, that baby was not able to do it by herself. So after you pass out, who's going to rescue and save this baby? Who? If it lands in the water, you had to literally baby this person to put a mask. You think they can swim by themselves? So first, always take care of yourself. Once you can manage others. Okay, fine. You might say, what if you're a millionaire? Okay, fine. If you're a millionaire, you can make a choice if you have excess money in boatloads. But I can tell you one thing. People who are used to free money and favors, they will, especially family members, they will take you for granted and they'll keep asking you. So maybe the mother and father can be the hurdle, nagging, lecturing you, telling you about God, forcing you to be who you're not. See, I'm not talking of you being a small child, talking of you being an adult. If that is what they do, then they are a liability, man. So what should be the course of action? You need to stay separate, away. Keep away from them. There are even parents who literally call up the kid, where are you? What did you do? Did you eat today? Did you sleep on time? Are you a baby? This is not a healthy behavior. It's not treating an adult, it's treating a baby. They want you to be a baby. That's number one, parents. Number two is your spouse. See, this is a very, very sensitive area. Mostly guys tend to get married to a girl who they get absolutely attracted to. Predominantly first is visual, because you tend to see the person first. And for those of you who say, no, physical is nothing. Yeah, if the female was 150 or 200 kilos, 4 feet, full with pimples on her face, and would you still want to marry? Don't give me that crap. Yeah, I'll always love forever. That's all bullshit. So physical attractiveness does matter. Second is sex. Men are called dickheads because they think more with their dick and less with their head. So when these two are in place, the third one is having emotions that justify the actions of everything else that you do. But now here lies the problem. Once getting into a relationship is easy, getting married is easy, or there are some girls who just love to pleasure or take care of their man. But now along with that comes certain expectations the girl has. And she might be like, yeah, you have to take me out. Yeah, you have to buy me all this. she might demand things. Yeah, you have to take care of my parents. Yeah, you have to spend time with me. She can put up all these demands. Now, I'm not saying these demands are bad. Every human being has expectations. But the question is, what are your goals and priorities first? If your goal is to achieve, so for example, if your goal is to achieve a balanced life and you're happy with your job, you don't want to grow, you want to leave work on time and go spend time with your wife, fine, then that's perfectly cool. You're clear about your values. But if you want to grow in terms of your corporate career, if you want to earn money, more money in business, if you want to have a better physique, if you want to educate your mind, if you want to have a better personality, you have to invest. One is time. Time which you cannot buy or anything. One is time. The second one is effort, money, creativity, so many other factors. And then you'll not be able to give that 100% to that female. Only after all this is done, when you're free. Same thing with my wife. I can't, dedicate time for her where my work is concerned. Every day, my first priority is my work. My first priority is my brand, my passion, what I want to do. After I finish all that, then comes, still not my wife and then comes my health, my free time, my recuperation. After that is over, and I feel like, okay, now I'm in a frame of mind, then I focus on wife and kid. Now you might say, that is such a sick thing you're preaching. Fine, then subscribe to somebody else who agrees with your point of view, no? Tell me one thing. Here's a simple question. In today's corporate competitive world, can you have a balanced life? Yeah, you'll say work from home and all that. Yeah, how many countries, how many companies allow you work from home? And when you're working from home, to give your attention to your wife and kid. See, children, no matter how much time you give them, they still want more time. Your spouse would be very happy, like my wife would be very happy if I took her out, spent time with her, went for a holiday. I can easily go for a holiday, easily. We've saved money for, our quota for the year. Easily go for a holiday. But my work will suffer. I don't want. Even though I've achieved my target, I want to achieve more. And I tell her, end of the day, the extra money will come to you. She's happy. So if you and your partner don't have well-aligned goals, it's time to break off with your partner. You might say, Loy, marriage is forever. It's in the eyes of God. No, it's all a man-made concept. I always tell people this. The decisions that you made 10 years ago, don't expect them to be valid and relevant 10 years later. We change as human beings. I have changed. My wife will change. I'm sure you have changed in 10 years. Your spouse will change. Man, your children, your family. But there are people who will never change. That is also there. But you as an evolving personality, when you are getting, say, $1,000 a month as an income, versus now when you're getting, say, $5,000 or $10,000, you'll not be that immature kid you once were. You'll be more mature. Your time is more valuable. The same is with friends. If your friends have a different set of goals, let's sit down, let's have shisha, let's go out to this club, let's go out to this movie. Or maybe they don't demand all this, but they are mediocre, they earn small salaries, they are mediocre in their jobs. You might hate me for saying this, but a person who is mediocre in his job and career, he cannot add any value to you. He'll only pull you down. You'll say, Loy, what about emotional support? We are not friends for money. Emotional support, go to a therapist. Yeah, he can be your emotional support and this and that. But I'll tell you, great minds, people who have great minds always go with the ones who are better than them. And the only reason someone better than them keeps in touch with them is because they can sense the fire in them. You want to achieve greatness, be with someone who's better than you. It's like, for example, I'm a bodybuilder. If I start training with someone who's fat and pudgy and lazy and never works out, I might feel, oh, I'm better than him. But you know, he's never going to push you. But on the other hand, if you train with a professional athlete, his stamina, his dedication, his discipline will push you to achieve greater goals. That's why it's better not to have any friend than to have mediocre friends. Why do you think I don't keep in touch with any of my schoolmates or old friends? I'm not saying all of them are mediocre. There are some who are 10 times better than me. There is one who is a regional director in Europe, okay, Scandinavian countries. Now where is he? Can't remember. The last I checked, he was regional director. I don't know if I'm allowed to give the exact country. Anyway, so he's a regional director there. And but why am I not keeping in touch with him? The reason being is, one is obviously he's better than me, so he doesn't need to come in touch with me. But whenever I was keeping in touch with him, this is many years ago, he would only put me down. In the sense, make fun of me, mock me, add me to groups and like treat me like as if I was a small kid. Hey kiddo, we are same age, huh? I said, what do you mean kiddo? And he would make fun of my profession. That time I was struggling. He would make fun of my earning capacity. That is a toxic human being you don't need. He felt superior by putting others down. And many other people were kissing his ass because he's successful in his career. But I was not one of them. And last but not the least, your office environment. A few days ago, I saw in my public WhatsApp group, one guy said, is it better to have $10,000 but a supportive environment or $15,000 and, you know, not a supportive environment? Means, would it be better to earn more? See, if your focus is just money, where you can put your head down, no complaint, no self-esteem, nothing. I personally know people who will take shit from their boss, who will work never-ending hours. They just want money. There's nothing wrong. It means they're very clear about their goals. But then there are these ambitious ones who want to work, but they have their goals. And they want a supportive environment to grow. So, in my case, when I worked for my mentor, he offered me a platform which was exceptionally supportive. And the growth that I had from the age of 30 to 35, it was so massive. I learned more in those 5 years than I learned in my 30 years combined. And if today I am a successful coach, kind of managing my business, it's all because of the values I learned from there. How to talk, how to behave, how to act, how to negotiate. Skills that no college would teach me. So, your workplace also matters. And I'll tell you this, there are many people who work in a company for so many years and then they change because they become like the company. Either you will change or the other person will change. And when you're working in an office environment, it's impossible for the whole company to change and become like you. It's not possible for a CEO to do that. It's not possible for anybody. And then you being an employee in a department, it'll be impossible. So overall, in a nutshell, what I want to tell you is, you need to evaluate your surroundings. You need to evaluate your parents, friends, office environment, or even the place where you stay. For example, if you're staying in Saudi, Islamic law. If you stay in a war-torn country like Syria, very bad opportunities. So you need to figure out maybe the country that you are in. And I know there are many Indians who say, hey man, India is this and India is that and I want to go abroad. You may be right, but then evaluate yourself also. Get yourself evaluated. Sometimes maybe you're a bum and you're blaming everyone. So that also keep it in mind. And I deal with a lot of people who blame everyone because they watch my videos. But when I evaluate them, I realize the problem is not the external factors. The problem is the individual. Anyway, that may be a story for another day. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree, disagree? I'd love to know what you have to say. Alright? Guys, take care. It's me signing off. Ciao.